And the idea that people have to be one thing, like it is ancient.
I like that a lot.
You're not just one thing. You're not just a coach. You're not just a ball player. You're not just a student. You're not just a, you think about it, I'm a coach. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I feel like I'm doing things to promote social good.
Yeah.
And so you can have things that you identify yourself with that maybe are your core beliefs, your pillars of who you are. Yeah. But by no means are you limited to just one of them.
I think that's a very, very, very relevant and just like powerful point is like, I feel like particularly in the space that we all work in, even in this room really, in terms of football, I feel like it is a sport that naturally has like the stigma of telling people that like you can only be that one thing. Because I feel like we revolve in a sport, and I feel like we've conversated about this, and we've talked about this in leadership meetings and stuff like that. But I feel like, and this isn't like this isn't because of our university specifically. This is a football thing. I feel like it is a sport that naturally traps people in this space where they feel like they can only do that. So you have so many young athletes that we are friends with, that we go to school with, that we see just everywhere, that once they leave the game or the game chooses to not like to leave them for whatever reason or not, that they're just trapped in this headspace where like that was all they had.
Yeah, they were only a football player. Exactly. Now their identity's gone. Yeah. And then they're lost.
Yeah, and that's something I feel like we speak to a lot just personally here, is because it's just it feels like so primitive, but it's something that is so like it is ingrained in this culture. That is football, and just just not even football. I would extend that to just college sports, just like sports in general.
It's competitive sports. Yeah,
it's competitive sports in general. You get trapped in that thing where you're like, okay, I'm an athlete, but like it's as simple as like, what else are you? You're someone else beside. Like you will always have a talent outside of just that sport.
Dakota, I think you've pointed out to something that athletes have struggled with for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Transitioning from what they were. Mm-hmm. And you see it when people leave the league. You saw it for all through the 90s when like NBA players all of a sudden be in tough situations because they weren't able to find a productive second chapter. Yeah. And with football, football and the competitiveness of football, it's like a drug. It's like it's so fun because it's the closest thing we have to like true, I don't want to say war. It's not, but it's strategic battle. It's strategic battle.
It puts you in that same
and it's
spot.
Beautiful. It's fun. It's competitive. There's a toughness to it.
Yeah.
But there's something beautiful about 150 people being involved in the program.
Absolutely.
And building towards something that is going to take all of you. Mm-hmm. And I think although we talk about, hey, you have to have, there's these different versions of who you are, different inputs. That chapter of it takes up so much space. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think people struggle that once that's gone, it's filled so much of them. How do you feel something that was so electric?
Yeah.